Got the truck oil changed. Nice, dude. Nice. I love seeing videos of repair technicians. There we go. The YouTube stream's up now. Of repair technicians like trying to unscrew an oil cap. Like, Jesus Christ, man. What did you tighten this shit with? It looks like the Hulk crushed it before they end up getting it out. Stream looks more crisp than what I'm accustomed to. Oh, stop. Stop. Alright, YouTube stream's up. What's up, Hades? How you doing? We got a bunch of other technical shit going on. I'm trying to figure out. Hopefully everything works now. We're good? Everything's working? I got my chat zoomed in all the way so my elderly butt can read it. Very nice. Miss Video's so happy. Oh, thank you, fam. Yeah, I don't know when I'll make videos again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Watch Car Wizard. I was watching, I've been watching a lot of Chris Fix-It lately. Because I'm just trying to learn about cars in general, and I feel like he's a pretty good starting point. I hate that every time I think of the word wizard now, I get that stupid, "It's wizard time, motherfucker!" Just all the fucking wizard memes that have come out in the last few years. I swear to you, I'm trying. Oh, it's okay, Rosie. Don't worry about it. Don't stress yourself out about it. What's up, Leafy Card? How you doing? It's been going on. Trying not to die. You know how it goes. Trying to exist in this hellhole of an economy is rough in and of itself. It's even more rough when you have chronic health issues and your insurance company is like, "Are you sure you still need this medication you've been taking for 10 years? Are you sure about that? We're gonna cancel it and make you reapply for that medication. We just want to be sure. You go to your doctor every 2 to 3 months? Maybe you should go again. You should go to your doctor again, get some blood work done, and prove that you need to take this medication again." It's just the way it is. That'll be $900. And your deductible's $3,000 this year. Good luck, have fun. Can I get a hug? Sure. You want me to hug, or which way you want to go in? This way, this way. Hug one, hug two. Hug one, hug two. Let's go with hug two. I got you, fam. I got you. Ain't true. They upped my prescription of 75 milligrams from 50 milligrams, and now it's $6,000 more. And you know for a fact that medication costs them pennies on the dollar to make. Ugh. Don't get me started with healthcare in this country. I can go all day. I can go all fucking day, man. It's a travesty. Oh, I think I need new glasses. What's the brand new pressure show? Different models? I have it hooked up to my Stream Deck. See if it's working right now. I'll have to re-keybind everything, but you can also just manually click everything. I switched the folder this program's in, so now I gotta rebind everything. But I use VediTube, which is like, I think my favorite PNG software, and VediTube is compatible with Steam Deck. So yeah, there's a Steam Deck plugin for VediTube, and I can hit the buttons. But right now I'm doing everything manually, which is I just click inside the program. It works though. Gets the job done. How's COD, chat? How are the state of things? Is it a disaster? I think COD is finally dead, bro. I think COD has finally left this mortal coil. And it's all because Activision could not get their head out of their ass for a decade. Oh, I'd love to do a 2D model someday. I also want to try to do a 3D one because I know you don't need VR to do 3D models anymore. You can do mocap. And I think they just came out with, gosh, is it Jelly? There's a company, it's like Jelly something. They make really cheap VR mocap, but you don't need a headset to use it. You can just import it into a 3D program. And game is fun to me. Zombies is still good. That's good. Buff Squirrel 3D? Oh, you know it. You're telling me this hamster in front of us is not your real form? It's one of many. It's one of many. Shapeshifters have to blend in, you know. And sometimes they gotta stick out. This is one. One of many models. Combat ready. Festive. Generic. Pixelated squirrel. The whole shebang. Trying to add many to my collection. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's okay, Hades. Car wizard if you're in the market for buying cars. Ah, I see. Be careful, the squirrels are her in real life. That's true. This is a video someone posted like 10 years ago. Some kid, when I was getting like 100,000 views video. And I was featured on a friend's channel quite often. So people knew about me more than they do now. This kid said, "Oh my god, is that you, SheKnives?" And it's a random fucking squirrel. And he fucking chased a squirrel down the street. It's like, "I love you, SheKnives, come back!" And this poor squirrel is running for its life. I don't know why it didn't try to go up a tree. It just fucking ran, dude. It's fucking hilarious. I have no idea where that video went. They linked it to me on Twitter at some point. It's true, it was me. I was getting my exercise for the day. Yeah, all the squirrels are connected in a psychic link that circumnavigates the whole globe. I don't know where I was going with that joke. Have you not seen the Rick and Morty episode? I shall recreate. No. Stop chasing wildlife. I don't know, man. Some of the squirrels, I've met some ballsy squirrels, dude. She's a were-squirrel. I'm sure that's a thing in D&D. I know there's a were-bear. There's like were-bears and owl bears. That's different though. A new loading screen where Tina works out. That would be dope. That would be a good BRB screen. I do at some point want to implement a stretching screen because I'm pretty concerned that I sit too long, so it's good for me to get up once an hour and stretch. So that'd be nice. Yes, the one where Morty can listen to animals. We got a Doolittle situation over here. Little boy! We can grant you wishes. And Morty runs. Morty, you fucked with the squirrels, Morty. Would you live with squirrels if you could? God, no. No. Squirrels are independent creatures. Should hire you for voice work. Voice acting is a lot more difficult than I initially thought. It is so much more complicated than I thought. I'd love to do voice acting, but I fear I wouldn't be doing much acting. It would just be my voice, which a lot of people do, but I feel, we've talked about this before, I feel like the only role I'd get is middle-aged woman. Someone's aunt. Some side character's aunt. That gets 3 lines of dialogue in an entire series. Oh no. It's a hard voice to do, too. It's really raspy. Make it your side objective so you may voice act every single squirrel character. No, dude, have you seen Ratatoskr in fucking God of War? Prozed did him, right? Is that his name, Prozed? He's a guy who did voice acting on YouTube. He would just do skits, and now he's in a lot of different shit. He's actually blown up. I think he voice acted for stuff before, but he had much smaller roles. Yeah, he's a Ratatoskr. I can't beat him. Hottest female Naruto? I haven't watched Naruto in a hot minute. Is it wrong if I say Tsunade? I like titties, man. What do you want from me? I like titties on other women. There are days where I'm like, I wish titties were detachable, really, because they kind of just get in the way most of the time. There are times I'm like, these are nice. Other times I'm like, these are incredibly inconvenient. These are incredibly inconvenient. Detachable and switchable. Like, I'm feeling an A cup today. I love boobs. Who doesn't love boobs, brother? What's up, guys? Welcome. I still think thighs are by far the most superior thing on a woman. A good set of thighs. Ass secondary. Boobs are the bottom of the barrel. I like boobs. Don't get me wrong. Boobs are not a deciding factor for me, though. I need someone who's got meat on them. I can't date a skinny woman. I can't do it. I don't want to date a woman who looks like she's from circa 2003. I can't do it. They're too thin. Anyway. Yeah, I'd much rather date someone on the heavier side than on the skinny side, personally. That's just my taste. That's what I prefer. She needs to be twice the size of me. Yeehaw! I respect it. I respect it. More to cuddle. That's right. I don't want to, bro. I don't want to be in adult activities and have bone. I don't want to feel boned. I don't want to feel bone ever. Never. Jesus Christ. Ugh. A little disgusted. But I will say muscles peak. Now there is too lean. I'm still in that department where someone can be really muscular and too lean. That's just not my forte. I like a little fluff on the muscle, man. I like a little fluff. Is that so wrong? It makes you look bulkier? I don't know, man. But not muscular plus thick. Amen, brother. Sorry. You got me daydreaming, chat. I'm thinking of what fits that? Oh, she fits that. She fits that. Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from. I appreciate it. I love how we get more viewers when I'm horny on main. Alright, let me close that. What are you guys playing these days? I heard Ark is still doing well. Marathon's doing okay. I don't really have a man in this fight because I don't play extraction shooters. But hey man, 2 cakes, right? I will say though, this problem is getting worse and worse by the day. I feel like people talking about the things they're interested in more than doing the things sometimes. Like, I feel like people have kind of outgrown gaming, but they still really like the community that is involved with video games. But as a result, people have a negative bias towards video games because they stop playing them. So when they talk about video games to stay within the community, it's overwhelmingly negative. And that also includes like algorithms, like negativity sells. It's much easier to get someone to click on a video if you're being negative than positive. But we have this mixture of people who don't like video games anymore, or only like a very small subset of video games, just constantly talking shit about video games. It's constant. It's constant. It's insufferable. I don't get it, man. Like, you're raising your blood pressure. I haven't played Marathon, like I said, but like, people were shitting on it day one, and it's not even out yet. That was just a stress test. Chivalry 2. Nice. Rise, Son of Rome. Oh my god. I remember Rise, Son of Rome. That came out. Did that come out with the Xbox One? Was that a launch title? More buff. Oh my gosh. You mean like these? Hold on. Like this? Rise came out in 2015. It is an Xbox One launch title. I remember that. I remember watching a playthrough of it, deciding whether or not I should get an Xbox. I was on the fence. Playing games for 20 years. It does make you kind of get burnt out, especially how gaming companies have downgraded. Gaming kind of became corporate. Absolutely. And if you look 10 to 15 years ago, when people made negative videos about the gaming industry, it was about the industry. It was about certain business practices. But I guess people got tired of making 50 billion videos on loot boxes and gambling systems. And the fact that companies were just like taking pre-orders. Like that, I guess that got tired. People got tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. These companies weren't changing. Then it switched it over to like identity politics, and it still is kind of identity politics. But it's so disingenuous, in my opinion. So much of it is like dudes who will never succeed in a niche outside of talking shit about people of color in video games. That's all they have. That's the only audience they'll ever garner, is just talking shit because a brown person's in a video game. Or a woman. Like, there's plenty of valid things to critique about the gaming industry. What's up, Emma? How you doing? And I agree. I don't think there should be gambling in video games, but that is a Pandora's box that's never going away. Especially now that you could actually gamble. It's bad because woke. It's such a nothing burger of a complaint. It's woke. Like, if Tomb Raider came out today, people would say it's woke. There's so many things that would come out today and people would like, Ripley is Mary Sue from Alien. It's people who are disingenuous. Or people who are mentally ill. And unfortunately, it is true. Games have become corporatized to the point of slop. And that's why the market is having a downtrend. These companies thought if they just threw $1 billion at a video game, it would succeed. It's not happening anymore. There's too many good indie games for them to do that. I want to say half the games that have gone viral in the last 2 years have been indie games under $40. So the market is shifting. It's just, it's nonsensical. It's not because it's from the 90s. Exactly. It's like, it's all bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit. They don't like seeing people who don't look like them as the main character. That's it. And they can't contextualize that and be honest about that because it makes them a fucking bigot. So they have to come up with excuses and why they're not a bigot. Actually, it's just pattern recognition. Like, no, dude. It's a fucking video game. You are not jumping off of buildings assassinating people. That's not happening. This is all fantasy. What's up, Conk? I think many people dislike Tomb Raider because the main character is a woman. I never understood that. The unfortunate reality is there will always be a handful of people who are like, I'm never going to associate with women in storytelling, which is really sad. Low poly triangle boobs make my eyes go awooga. Like, people were talking shit about the halftime show. I'm like, did you guys not see 1,000 Latina women throwing it in a circle? Why are we complaining? I wasn't listening either, brother. I was fucking zoned out, enjoying the show. My goodness. of choosing to play as a female character as well. Dude, they have the best outfits. Sorry. Killzone. God, I haven't seen Killzone since like Blockbuster days. I don't know, man. I'm a simple creature. I'm a simple creature. I don't know. Life's too short to constantly be tilted all the time. There's like plenty of things I'm tilted about on a regular basis, but it feels more like of an issue, the things I get mad at, usually. Truly a creature of the people. That's right. Kieran? I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. What's up? What's up? I had Regan 5 minutes. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit, just yapping. I got my diet soda. Oh my god. I stocked up. I'm such a boomer, man. Oh my god, it's on sale? Buy 4, get 4 free? That's like 1, 2, 3. It's like that's like 6 months worth of soda. Maybe 4. That's perfect. I'm saving so much money. I'm over here like, I should buy more things at Costco. They have a better warranty. I'm like, oh no. Old hag. Jesus, what happened? She's like, I should buy, instead of buying more computer components or another monitor, I should buy a solar battery bank from Costco because they have a good warranty. It's $200 off. Like, what have I become? I've become a ragged old hag. They also do prescription lenses. I like old video games and still experiment with new ideas. Yeah, I feel like because game development was usually 2 years during the PS1 era, PS2 era, there was a lot more throwing shit at the wall and see if it stuck. Then the budget was way less. Now games, you're right, games take 5+ years, 5 to 10 years. And hundreds, if not millions of dollars are invested into these games. So when they flop, it's studio breaking. Like Highguard, I don't know what that studio is going to do. They're fucked. Now, if Highguard had a fifth of the budget, they would still be running those servers and figuring it out. Because they didn't spend all of their fucking money to do it. But now, because they spent so much money on the game, they're fucked. What's up, Royal? Thank you for the follow. I have extra follows. Hold on, if I find the button. Yeah, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Yeah. There'll be a market correction. I do think if RAM doesn't go down and SSDs don't get any cheaper, game devs will no longer be allowed to half-ass their optimization. That's been a really bad problem for the last, I want to say, 2 to 3 years. Games are terribly optimized. The fucking Lego Batman game was going to come out and it's going to need 32 gigs of RAM. That's insane. It's Lego Batman. We're not optimizing these games. Because most people had a little bit more of a cushion. They future-proofed their system. So more people had that higher RAM. So these companies like, most people have 32 gigs anyway, it's fine. That's not going to be happening. If RAM, GPU, and SSD prices continue to increase, or even stay the same, if these games want to make sales, they need to optimize the fuck out of their games. So I think there's one of two possibilities. One, backlogs are about to be fucking goated. People who have had backlogs that they've been growing for the last decade, now they can't run new games because the games aren't being optimized. You're going to be seeing a lot of people play through old games. Or games will be optimized and you'll be able to run games at a comparable level or at 1080p on your machines you currently have, or if God forbid your computer breaks, a little bit lower end of a computer. I hate when games are being released that are half-baked and optimized. How much do you want to bet? I had this sinking suspicion. Notice how all these games are beta or early access? I don't think a lot of these games are beta early access. I think that's them shipping. Like, those are the games they're like, okay, it's ready to ship, but they're using the beta title or the alpha title to work out the major game breaking bugs because they're too lazy to hire QA people. So we're the QA now. Which a part of me would think is valid, but then the games still come out broken. They're still broken as shit. I don't know, man. Got an RG Ally. You might be one of the last ones who got it. I think they're gonna stop making those. I think it's gonna run into the Steam Deck problem. Because they stopped making the Steam Decks for now because they can't find good RAM or memory prices. Dude, even micro SSDs are expensive right now. Micro SSDs. What the fuck are they doing with micro SSDs in those fucking AI warehouses? I hope Rockstar doesn't drop the ball. I don't know if there's any company that won't drop the ball, it's probably Rockstar. That's not indefinite no. But all good things come to an end. There's no guarantee that GTA 6 will be successful. It's very unlikely that it won't. It'll probably be the best-selling game of all time, based on what we're seeing and based on Rockstar's track record, but there's always like a shift in games. Like Blizzard had it, Activision had it. The peaks of the industry eventually flop at some point, but we'll see. Also, executives want a return as soon as possible. That means running profit parts of the games before the games itself are finished. Yeah. Well, they'll say the game's finished and fire off half the dev team, more than half of the dev team, to go either just fire them straight up or to get them working on the next project. But especially when you have a live service game, you need a staff to run the fucking game. These people are like, oh, the live service games are great. It's free money. We don't even have to update the game that much. We'll have 4 people working on it. It'll be fine. No, it's not going to be fine. People are going to be fucking furious. And now the standard for live service games keeps going up. So if you're not putting out major updates once a month to once every 3 months, your game's going to be dead in the water. These life cycles get shorter and shorter and shorter. That, or you run into a Siege, like a Rainbow Six Siege issue, where they have a 10-year-old live service game that does not have enough staff, so it's hacked into oblivion. They cannot stop the hackers at this point on Rainbow Six Siege. It is a completely broken game. They would have to rewrite the game code and re-release the game, but at this point, they're so lazy with their coding, it might just get breached immediately again. I don't know, man. It's a wrap over there at Siege, but people still play it. At least it took longer for the game to be hacked than the average Call of Duty. I feel like the average Call of Duty, it takes 3 years before they stop getting service updates. Prefer co-op games or single-player games? The older I get, the more I'm content with single-player experiences. That or like solo MMOs. I will say though, Deadlock has been really fun. But I'm also not trying to climb the ranks. Like, I know there's ranks in Deadlock. I'm not paying that much attention to it. I'm happy being like plat territory. I'm so content with not pushing the ranks, man. I got arthritis. I'm old. I'm in my early 30s. I'm not keeping up with these young bucks. It's okay. Later, Royal. Thank you for stopping by. I just want to play video games because I like video games. They're fun. Is he just a new stable PvP, I believe? It's joined CS and others. That's going to survive a long time. Have you seen some of the data? Like, how hacked that game is? Like, in CS, at least the hacking is like, people are cheating. Siege, people are putting images on your game. They're changing ranks. They're changing, like, your inventory. I think 3 months ago I would have agreed with you, but Siege is hacked to shit. It's not a viable game. It is like, I don't know, man. Again, they have to really put out some major fixes. Haven't heard of that? Oh yeah, dude, it's bad. People got into the system over the holiday break, Christmas break. They got into everything. They gave everyone infinite currency and guns. They gave everyone all the cosmetics. They were banning people in order of song lyrics in everyone's game. So if you ban someone in Siege, it's shown in everyone's game. So they're banning people's names to spell out lyrics to songs. It was fully compromised. That game was fully compromised. I would not be surprised if credit card information got leaked if you went through Ubisoft. No, that shit is cooked, brother. And I've heard they've fixed some of the issues, but people are still having someone's Charlie Quirk's face was on their screen. How does one mess up security in the game that much? It's a 10-year-old game. You have to understand, when games are released, the second a game is released is a countdown before someone hacks it. That's all technology in general, but especially video games. People want to hack it for one so they can get it for free. That's the first hack people want to do. And then there are people who have legitimate businesses, legitimate, I use that word loosely, where they sell hacks like aimbot, wall hacks. They are also trying to figure out how to break the code of the game. And then you have the JTAG people. I don't know if you guys are old enough to know what a JTAG is. It was a piece of hardware you could connect to your Xbox and do whatever the fuck you wanted in games. You can make your name rainbows. You can change ranks. You can kick people. You can do anything. That's the final stage of hacking in games. That's the end of life. That means the game is, one, it's really old, or two, it doesn't have a large enough team to secure the game enough. Which for Siege, I think it's both. I mean, look at TF2. Lots of people sold hacks, so it's pretty bad for the game. Well, to be fair, TF2 has been, I think it's officially sunset. They release cosmetic updates, like loot boxes. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the code of the game got released. Valve said, we're not making any major updates for this game anymore. If you want to make your own version of TF2 with your own desirable changes, you can do that on Steam. That is approved and allowed. As long as you're not claiming it to be exactly TF2. It has to be TF2 with boobas. Everyone's got big old boobas. But when you do that, now hackers have access to the source code too, so they can reverse engineer shit. Basically, the community keeps the game alive. Right. So you can still play TF2 on community servers. Those are secure. They typically have mods. And eventually, I'm sure people are going to release a TF2 something. TF2 reimagined, some shit like that. Better updates, better graphics, gun balances, new characters. It'll be a community-driven thing at some point that'll have moderation. I'm sure there are ways to have anti-cheat on your community servers, but for the most part, it's moderation. Did release TF2 Classic. Nice. Maybe that's why I like Deadlock so much. It feels so similar to TF2, but it's in the modern era. It doesn't look like a game from 2008, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but only real multiplayer I play is Killzone 2. And I won't say most. There are a lot of games for consoles that are no longer relevant, quote unquote. Like PS2, PS3, Xbox 360. The services are down, the live services, but there are people who make their own servers for these games that have 10, 15 people that play on the games. But they exist. And I saw some guy on my YouTube feed. Apparently, they're making a website to browse servers for games that are no longer typically able to be accessed. You can't use Xbox Live or PlayStation. You have to mess with your console settings to be able to get onto these servers. But if there's an old game you want to try to play from way back when, you can look at that website and see. Gorefest, what up, girl? How you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. I think kernel level anti-cheat needs to become standard. The only reason I have a problem with that is kernel level anti-cheat, it means that the developers have kernel level access to your machine, which means they're getting all your data. You thought they were getting your data before. Ho ho ho. They're getting all your data. And the thing with kernel level anti-cheat, we're going to have the same issues. Hackers, it is a cat and mouse game until the end of time. There will be developers trying to secure the game and hackers trying to break the game. Eventually, the dev team is no longer paid to keep the game running. So hackers will figure out how to break your game. What happens when hackers figure out how to get into to kernel level anti-cheat? That means hackers have access to your computer. You're cooked. It's over. How are you? I'm doing okay. I had a nosebleed today. Oh boy. Dizziness, lightheaded. Hopefully your blood pressure's good. You do you have a blood pressure cuff at home? I have one. Normally when I'm passing out like that, it's because my blood pressure is low. A squirrel that always thinks. Are you gonna hit me with a riddle? I'm okay. Yeah, I was dealing with kidney pain recently. Now I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, it feels like someone is like putting their knee on my back. That's weird. That's not normal. I feel like that's not normal. Blood pressure is always higher than normal because of my chronic kidney pain. It's normal for me, that may be the problem. Yeah. If your blood pressure runs high and it's currently running in normal, that means your blood pressure is low. It's you have to go with like a patient-to-patient basis. Like for a while my blood pressure was high because I was stressed all the time. Now my blood pressure runs low. Because of course it does. It's never good. It's never on the money. Like I think one in every 5 times I get my blood pressure checked it's like right on the money where it's supposed to be. It's like $20 on Amazon. Just make sure doctors always do it wrong. If you want an accurate blood pressure, you need to sit down, don't talk for 5 minutes with your back supported. You need your back supported, feet on the ground. Put your arm on your shoulder, or you put your hand on your shoulder with your elbow resting on your chest. Then do your blood pressure. If you want your most accurate blood pressure, that's how you get your most accurate blood pressure. And again, I have a blood pressure cuff. I have one of those pulse ox monitors. Those are only fairly cheap. And my trusty compression socks. I need to get more of those actually. I definitely get better results. Yeah, there's like a term for it, something hypertension when you're nervous at the doctor. It just means you're elevated a little bit at the doctor. I don't even get that really. I've gone to the doctor so much I've mellowed out, excuse me, I got hiccups. Compression socks? Yeah. Compression socks. I have like knee-high compression socks. It helps with circulation. And it helps because I have a condition called POTS. So my body has a hard time regulating blood flow. So it can be easy for me to pass out because of that. And one of the symptoms is your blood pools at your feet, and the compression socks help keep your blood circulating. So if you're on your feet a lot, or you have health issues, they recommend compression socks. Or even if you sit a lot, compression socks are great. The Wolfenstein game franchise? Oh, I love Wolfenstein. And I haven't even played it, I've only seen clips. Yeah, compression socks are goated. That and really good shoes, man. A really good supportive pair of shoes are so underrated. I only wore a pair when I flew here. It was a game changer. Oh yeah. If you're doing any sort of traveling, compression socks are a must. Do they make them thigh high? Yeah. They make thigh high compression socks. They make compression garments. When I was in the hospital, my heart rate was 150 to 160 standing. Like, oh, yeah, you're on a bed alarm. Sorry, you're a fall risk because you passed out. But one of the things they gave me was a abdominal binder because a lot of people with POTS, the blood pools in their abdomen. So it's like kind of like a corset, kind of, sorta, not really. You just wrap it around it. It compresses your internal organs so that it helps the blood not pool in your stomach. I hated that. Because I don't think I've ever had a problem with the blood pooling in my abdomen. Not really. It's mostly my legs. And I have used compression gloves before too. That helps when I'm having a bad arthritis flare in my hands. Like, didn't I do this the other 4 times before Glass of the World? Because we think we're young and invincible. And everything's annoying. In compression socks, you can get them in a bunch of cute designs. I have like little skeleton designs on mine. Little skull and crossbones. I feel like an e-girl sometimes, though, I won't lie to you, when I'm wearing shorts. I do feel like I should have like a swoop bang. Feel ultra feminine, which is so funny. Because most of my friends know I'm very tomboyish masculine. And then I'll sometimes in real life I'll be like, oh, I hate these socks. They make me feel so feminine. And the women in the room will be like, what do you mean? Like, that's feminine to you? I'm like, kinda, yeah. I don't know, man. I forget. Femininity is different for women. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, besides Deadlock, I've played a little bit of the new WoW expansion, but not enough to give an opinion. I just wanted to play Deadlock immediately again. Hey, Janet. You missed it. We were talking about boobs earlier. I feel like you would have enjoyed that conversation. No one is surprised, I'm sure. She got worried and knocked on the door because it's hard to get them on. Compression socks, you have to make sure they're the right size. So you get them that they're too tight if you have thick thighs or thick legs. I've heard of that happening. But no, you put on the foot part first. So you roll it up. Maybe because I grew up playing soccer, so I know how to put on long socks. You bundle it up so you get it on your toes, then your foot, and then you slowly pull it up. That's the best way to put them on. But yeah. So if you have a measure, like tape for what's the word? It's like measuring clothes. It's like a loose tape. You can measure I think you just need to measure your calf. And that'll give you the size of what you need. Need time to wear in. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I can't tell you how many times I put on cleats and shin guards and socks. I played a shit ton of soccer. Way more than basketball. Oh my god. I played so much fucking soccer as a kid. Jesus Christ. Putting that shit on 2 to 3 times a week for years. I can't imagine having a kid in sports now. Dude, they're trying to charge $100 for basketballs. Are you out of your fucking mind? Holy shit. These poor kids, man. They're not going to be able to afford shit. Chat, it's our favorite subject. Private equity ruining everything. Like, Tina, how does this relate to our conversation? So, private equity is buying up little leagues of all kinds. Soccer, hockey, baseball. To maximize profit on your children's recreational activities. What does that mean? Oh, let's say you're a parent and your kid's playing indoor soccer and you try to record them. One of the staff members will stop you and say, "Excuse me, sir, you can't record that." Oh, why? It's my kid they're playing. Oh, you need to pay a subscription to record your children. I'm sorry, what? Well, it's company policy. You actually have to pay a subscription to bring your own camera to record your own child during our scheduled activity. Ain't that something? Tell me you made that up? Nope. Welcome to the modern era, where private equity ruins literally fucking everything. Everything. It's miserable. It's miserable. Hold on, let me see. What is it? Little League charges board kid record. Let's see, record games. I don't want to be put on a list trying to find an article. Let's see. Let me put private equity. I'm sure I'll find an article. Again, I'm not trying to put a weird search in. Private equity firms investing in used sports facilities are monetizing game footage, often charging parents a monthly subscription or pay-per-view cost to access recording of their kids' games. Some venues have banned personal filming, mandating the use of their paid subscription services, aiming to maximize profits from the booming youth sports market. I fucking hate it here. What a miserable joke of a society we live in, bro! Holy shit! Ugh. Ugh. Jesus Christ, bro. And these fucking business people don't give a fuck. They just don't give a shit. According to a spokesperson, they claim the policy is to mitigate significant safety risks to players, such as players being filmed without their consent. By their own parents. And you are also filming them to sell it to those people. Okay. The plot has been lost. The plot has been lost, dude. We're cooked. The more I hear about what's going on in the world, the less I want to bring a kid into this world. There's a reason 50 to 40% of young adults don't want to have kids. It's not just because they don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids because I have health issues and I don't want to give my kids health issues. And I cannot physically take care of a child. Besides the financial burden, most people cannot bring a child in the world because of, one, the financial burden, and two, the danger it is to live in this world, unfortunately. Global warming, if you live in the US, there's a significant chance of gun violence. There's a lot of things that are at risk if you have kids in this world. Besides just the financial aspect, it costs $100,000 to give birth to this country. That's to give birth. It's something like $10 million to raise a kid. It's fucking absurd. Let's say $1 million. How much is it to raise? Raising a kid in the US to the age of 18 costs an estimated $300,000 to $380,000 for a mid-income family. That's like bare minimum. That's not extracurricular activities. That's not college. That's not splurging. When they use those numbers, that's more for like if you're eating Hamburger Helper. And that's for one child. It's too expensive, man. On that basis alone, just the expense, let alone the stress of bringing a child into this world, where in 20 years, there's no guaranteed jobs. These fucking billionaires are coming out and saying, well, actually, if you think about it, we should make all of the energy grid go to AI because it's the most cost effective. Like, no, people have to live on that energy. Well, if you really think about it, the amount of energy AI needs to be productive is way less than 20 years it is to raise a human. Holy fuck, bro. We've lost the plot. It's getting to the point of like, why would we waste resources on raising humans when we can just make more data centers, more servers? When they still don't know how to make this shit profitable, bro. Holy fuck. I'd give my kid the best life possible or not at all. So many people are popping out kids. You know, like in this world, come on. I'm gonna hold your hand. A lot of people won't admit to this. Most of those babies are oopsie babies. I'm not saying these people aren't open to having kids. Clearly they're having kids. They are of the subset of people who are like, if we get pregnant, we'll raise the kid. They're not really making the choices. Like, I think there's a smaller subset of people than you think that are actively like, let's have a baby right now. There are far more people like, fuck. Really? All right. I guess we're parents now. There's a lot more people who are just like, oh, okay, it happened. Here we are. Some people see as a goal they want to achieve in life, which is fine. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm not trying to make it seem like having a kid is bad. I would love to have a little me and teach him how to play Minecraft for the first time. That's awesome. To sign up for that, you also have to sign up for the kid throwing up on you. For the kid potentially... You have to imagine the worst case scenario. Your kid getting sick. Your kid getting cancer. These are all potentialities. Your kid being a little shit. Like, you can have a kid and raise them right, and they can be a bad person. That is a full possibility. You can put your heart and soul and your money, and the kid is a bad person. They're just not evil, just a bad person. And that's a possibility with having kids. And I think a lot of people have this image in their head of like, it's just gonna be a little me, and it's gonna be easy, and they're gonna be a great kid, and they're gonna be perfect, and they're gonna be smart, and they're gonna be kind, and they're intelligent. They could be a little shit, bro. They could just be the most malignant little shit ever conceived. It's just, it is what it is. And the uncertainty of the world makes it harder to be like, I don't know. If I wanted the experience, I'd adopt. Unfortunately, adopting is not necessarily a solution either. It can be. You could get lucky and have a kid who, you know, they adjust well with you, and despite their trauma, you have a great relationship with them. Unfortunately, a lot of kids in the system are traumatized. And there's a lot of extra work that needs to be put into it than the average kid. And if you're up for it, that's awesome. But it's definitely like, these kids come with issues. Hey, Classy, how you doing? Life is a gamble sometimes. Absolutely. You can do everything. There's a quote I live by. You can do everything right and still fucking lose. People do it every fucking day. So I always find it so strange when content creators are like, yeah, I did everything right. No, bro. The basis of going viral is luck. Like, yes, you have a skill set, you have a talent, you have a decent personality. These are all contributing factors. But there's other people who are infinitely more talented than you, infinitely more charismatic than you, and they have not had success because they didn't get lucky. It is what it is. As a soon-to-be 21-year-old, I really hate kids. Then you shouldn't have kids. I think that's totally valid. I think you should be allowed to not have kids. I think the fear-mongering of like, our population is declining. We're okay. The human species has survived with 15,000 people. We'll be fine. I'm sure even less than that. The species will be fine. The problem The problem isn't population. The problem is it's harder to get more value out of a consumer base that is shrinking. That's their problem. That's why the billionaires are mad that you're not having kids. It's because if you have less kids, there's less employees, and there's less money to be made. And if there's less people, there's more bargaining power. Did you know that during the Middle Ages, during the bubonic plague, there was a huge insurgence of pay? Because so many people died. There was so few people to work, they could negotiate. They could actually, there's less competition. You have less choices. You have to give us more money, more opportunities. That's usually how it works. No one should be pressured to have kids would be worse than having shitty parents. Oh yeah. The last thing you want is to force someone to have children who doesn't want children. That and surnames were not really a thing until, I believe, the bubonic plague as well. Because you didn't really need to travel. You were Bob. You were Bob of Yorkshire. That was you. Because you didn't live that little town. But when so many people died during the bubonic plague, they would leave town to get work. And that's when surnames became a thing. You'll have to correct me on that if I'm wrong. But because so many people died, people had to move to find other places to work. Yet I have nothing but love for people who are like, I planned this. I want kids. My partner wants kids. We are in it for the long haul. I respect that. That, and there's always a chance your kid can come out profoundly disabled. That is a real possibility. It's all well and good if it's like, I want kids only if they're going to be perfect. Like, sure. I'm sure most people want kids if they're going to come out perfect. Perfect, independent, responsible. Awesome. But it's no guarantee. In Edinburgh in 1645, when plague doctor called George Ray actually helped those with the plague and came out alive, they didn't have the money to pay him because they expected him to die. That's right. And they thought, I think back then, they thought the miasma was what made people sick. So the plague doctor's mask is full of florals, I believe. Or just good smelling things. But because they were wearing a mask, they were actually not getting exposed to the germs. Yeah, back then they didn't believe in germ theory. They thought smells caused illness. Which is kind of true. There's a reason humans are repulsed by certain smells, is because if we smell death, there's a chance that person died of an infection or something contagious. So it's our instinct to be like, ew, gross, don't touch that. Like, they didn't start washing hands. What was the 1800s? Or the 1900s? The thing that got hand washing to be a thing was there was a hospital where they did a lot of autopsies. And they would go straight from autopsies to helping with childbirth. And half of the women were dying. And they're like, why are half the women dying? What's going on? Because they were using their dirty, dirty hands. And one of the doctors thought maybe that they didn't believe in germs yet because germ theory wasn't a thing. They thought somehow that the corpse juice was killing them. It was just the corpse fluid. Because corpse is dead. Dead kills people. That was the mindset. So he encouraged the other doctors to wash their hands before assisting with childbirth, and the mortality dropped dramatically. Which is funny. I do think the guy was put in an insane asylum at one point because they didn't believe him. I could be misremembering that, though. I love that he was chucked in an asylum. They did throw him in an asylum! That's so funny. It's not. It's horrible. Like, this man wants to wash his hands. Clearly, he's insane. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Science was rough. Science was real rough. Even penicillin. Penicillin is just bread mold, right? That's how they discovered penicillin. Some guy went on a business trip and came back and saw bread and had mold on it. He's like, wait a minute. Hold on. There's no bacteria here because it's all mold. If a woman back then had a revolutionary idea, they would send you an asylum. No, they would just steal your idea. The vast majority of women who have come out, like, they would have documentation, journals, whatever, saying that they were the one who came up with a scientific theory or wrote a book or did this and that, and their husband, who was the one who claimed it, is devastating. It happened so fucking often throughout history. It happens so often. Unfortunately, there's so much misogyny in just history. Like, we've had access to Viking graves for centuries. And forever we're like, hey, these are probably women based on their hip ratio. Like, just based on looking, these are probably women warriors that were buried with great arms and gifts. And they're like, no. It couldn't possibly be a woman warrior. That doesn't make any sense. Even though you can clearly see her hips. And like, that's probably a woman. And now they've done DNA testing, and a lot of those women graves, the woman warriors, were, in fact, women. I think in history, Spartans were the few that respected women. Kinda. They were better than most. I think you're thinking of Aztecs. So the Aztecs were actually really good to women. The Aztecs considered the highest death was giving birth. That was the highest form of death. And they would take menstrual blood as warriors to, like, they would use, like, menstrual blood to, like, give them good luck and shit and good fortune. The Spartans, no. The Spartans were, they diddled kids. And they thought that was part of becoming a man, was diddling boys. And the women were such an afterthought because they were so warrior focused that they let the women run shit because they were so busy fighting in wars, and the men got so used to boys that they would have the women shave their heads to look more like boys. So Spartan society was not perfect. Spartan society was very flawed in many ways. What's up? Missed a lot of character development. Holy moly! Yeah, it was a strange culture. Most cultures are strange. Granted, it's 1,000-year-old, 2,000-year-old difference, but then they would throw unworthy babies off cliffs. Like, that was a very common thing in Spartan culture. If they didn't think you would be a warrior or you'd be a burden in some way, they would just throw you off a cliff as an infant. So yeah, I think people definitely they romanticize societies. The Aztecs were flawed too. They loved human sacrifice. That was their thing. Like, yeah, they treated women better, but when they needed a sacrifice, it would probably be a teenage girl. It was just, that was the history, unfortunately. It was mostly sickly babies, but, like, the weak-looking ones were left too. Yeah. What's up, Trail? How you doing? Yeah, it was rough. Ancient society was rough. But there's also examples of ancient society. Like, we found graves of, like, 40,000 to 80,000-year-old graves where someone was buried with very old, life-debilitating injuries, which implies that someone was taking care of this person because they could not have survived on their own. So for all this shit we see in ancient history of, like, terrible things that are done, there's also, like, great kindnesses too. Like, the fact that 80,000 years ago there are a group of humans that were like going out of their way to keep their friend alive or their father alive when it was far more of an inconvenience. Or even the Romans loved their dogs. There was a video, it'll make you cry, of someone just reading tombstones of dogs, and it's so sad, and how much they adored their little dogs and their cats. So for how flawed some and how barbaric some history is, there's like, we're human to the core, man. Even back then, we still loved our animals. We still took care of each other. So yeah. There's many, many instances of people surviving that shouldn't have survived because we took care of each other. I think that's the core of humanity, is taking care of each other despite great odds. We tend to alienate ancient people from us, though we fail to remember that they were ordinary people that had emotions and people love them and they love their animals. Yeah, man. They did what they could with the knowledge they had. Like, of course, there were evil fuckers. There will always be evil fucks that exist. It's just the human condition. But I think more people are good than not. I think if you stumble, most people will try to help you get up if they can help. There's always gonna be a dickhead, but that's just how life is. Yeah, non-binary, two-spirit. There's been, I feel like every major culture that we have a record of has some form of gender nonconformity. Even, dude, there are black and white videos from like the 40s of like, this is Richard. He became a man 5 years ago. Tell us your story, Richard. Yes, I was born a woman, but I see myself as a man. Oh, that's good. You dress like a fine gentleman, Richard. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This is my partner. Like, this is a thing. This has been a thing. Unfortunately, it's been politicized because it's an easy gotcha for these people. It's really sad. And most of the time, people are like, "Oh, you're cool. You're chill. You're not hurting anybody. All right, fuck. Sounds good to me." I don't know, man. We are all doomed on this floating rock in space. We will all die. No one will remember us. That's the reality. Unless you are one of like 0.1% of each generation that will be remembered for hundreds of years later. You will be forgotten. And that's okay. It's absurd. This is an absurd existence. Have fun. Try not to hurt people. Do your damn thing. It is what it is, man. Life is too short to not enjoy things and try to make the world a little bit better every day than you found it. Oh, man. Be cringe. Be cringe, my children. Life is short and not guaranteed. Nonchalant is pussy shit. Go do something cringe. In Aboriginal Australia culture, the oldest continuous living culture on Earth, has gender diverse identities. Hell yeah. I'm happy to live in the same period as Karlak. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Depends on the Moab or mob. We usually sister girls or brother boys. Yes, people back then, if you had it depended on the tribe. If you're considered two-spirit, I believe, so like that's non-binary for certain tribes in America. That was like a blessing, if I'm not mistaken. So does that mean I go, oh god, Rosie, why? You and Galactus. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. World's funky. History is interesting until you start seeing it repeating itself, then it's a little comfortable. It's a little little uncomfortable. We listen and we don't judge. We're definitely judging a little bit. For sure. The fact that you're like, no, I don't want Galactus to shrink. I want him to be planet-sized. Okay. How am I not supposed to judge? I see. Yeah, I assumed that was the case, Gorefest. That's one thing I wish I could do more of. I'd love to go to more museums. Oh, Rosie, stop. Ah, the mental image. Yeah, museums are great. I was that one kid during the museum trips that was actually paying attention and making the tour guide's day worth the trouble. We listen and we side eye. It's like that one cat, the one cat meme. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is this guy talking about? The really zoomed in cat, you guys know? There's about 200 distinct moabs or mobs in Australia. Hell yeah. Yeah, the one I wish I knew more about was the Taino people. The Taino is like modern day Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. They were essentially wiped out by Columbus. So we thought. We thought they were extinct. The culture's... I don't want to say the culture's dead. I think the culture's been woven into Puerto Rican and Dominican Republic culture. But they've done studies where they've noticed that the vast majority of Puerto Ricans have Taino DNA from the mother's lineage. So it's suspected that a lot of the men were either killed or enslaved to not have children, and the women were forced to convert and marry to stay alive and have the Spaniard babies. Yeah, fuck Columbus. Columbus used to feed Taino babies to dogs for entertainment. He would force the Spaniards were obsessed with gold, so he would force the Taino people to mine for gold when there was no gold, and as a consequence, they would cut off their hands. So most of the Tainos had no hands. He wrote an entry when he first interacted with the Taino people. They're so kind and giving. They're trading all their things away for our stuff. We can really easily enslave them. They're too kind for their own good. Columbus was so bad, he was tried in his time period. He died broke and penniless in jail because he was such a criminal. He was such a shit human. Even his government back then was like, yeah, buddy. Listen, we don't think they're human either, but you can't be damaging property like that. Like that was how bad these people were. And he still died in jail. Columbus was a fucker. And the only reason Columbus became a thing is because there was a lot of race riots towards Italians. I want to say, what was it, the 30s or the 40s? There's a lot of hate crimes being perpetrated against Italian Americans. Because back in the day, Italians and Irish people in the US were not considered white until fairly recently. And a way to prevent them from retaliating was like, we'll give you a holiday. Think of an Italian person. And they came up with Columbus. Yeah, Irish and Italian people had their heads measured to be seen as lesser than other people. So in the 1880s and the 1890s, Italian immigrants championed Columbus as a symbol of pride, as a way to establish their way in American society, because they had no representation until then. The more you know. Yeah, the reason I learned so much is because I have so much free time being sick in bed. I have a lot of time to look up and learn things. Ah, here's the article, or here's the story. Christopher Columbus became a predominant American icon in the late 19th century as a direct response to several anti-Italian racism and violent crimes, including a mass 1891 lynching in New Orleans towards Italian American immigrants. There you go. History is a lot darker than you remember, chat. They don't teach this shit in school. It was originally meant to be a one-time event. It was embraced by the Italian American communities. In 1934, it became an official holiday. The more you know. Oh yeah, this country was super anti-Catholic back. It was pretty anti-Christian, if I remember correctly. It was mostly, God, was it Puritan? The vast majority of this country was Puritan. There was a lot of anti-Catholic sentiment. There was anti-Irish sentiment. There was anti-Chinese sentiment. There's always, unfortunately, when it comes to conservatives, especially, there's always an other. There has to be an other for them to get traction. No, I think there was times in America that were anti-Christian, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't just Catholic. Let me see. Anti-Christian sentiments existed in Old America, primarily manifesting as an anti-Catholicism. Driven by Protestants, you're right. Early Puritans banned Catholics in the 1900s, targeted towards Irish immigrants. They also banned, there was a video by Extra History about the history of Christmas and how Christmas was originally like mass, it wasn't rioting, is mass door-to-door drunken jubilation. It was dramatic. People would like go door to door demanding liquor, and they would take the man of the household so he can join the roaming pack of men going door to door demanding liquor and dancing in the streets. The point where it was banned at one point. Which is crazy to think about, that Christmas was banned at some point by the ruling class because we were being too rowdy. Then they started having Christmas riots. And that's when Christmas transitioned from being like a jubilation to like a at-home, quiet, intimate thing with your family because it was banned for a few years. And by the time it became unbanned, people kind of changed the way they celebrated. Many deists around the world around the SheKnives actually went to church until the Great Awakening. Yeah, most founding fathers were not of the same religion, if I remember correctly. They were all different denominations. History taught us if you want something, we start revolutions and riots. Unfortunately, riots kind of sort of work. Historically speaking, a lot of times they don't work. There's plenty of riots that just resulted in death, and that's it. But many riots have worked. The U.S. It's so funny where evangelicals are like, we should be an evangelical Christian nation. It's like, I don't think any of the founding fathers were evangelical, if I'm not mistaken. Christian nationalists. The problem is a lot of these Christian nationalists don't know how to read. They just get highlight reels of what they believe should be the thing, and then they try to pigeonhole history into that little box. And that's just not how that works. Not evangelical in the way we know today. Yeah, it feels like evangelicalism wasn't really it didn't become a thing till like the 70s in the way it is. Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity are the two oldest I can think of in terms of Christians. I don't know if reading's in their skill set. No, unfortunately not. We're getting rid of science in schools in the favor of creationism. The unfortunate reality is some people really want simple answers to complex things. It helps them go through life a little bit easier, which is fine until you force it on other people. Like, I'm all for people having their faith that brings them comfort. Awesome. And maybe because I grew up Catholic, it's very much like you pray in the privacy of your own home, and then you go to church to tell Jesus about how bad of a person you are. And we all are sitting in the room quietly praying because we're sinners, and we take communion and then we go home. We don't celebrate in church. We celebrate outside of church. Maybe that's what it was for me. So it's so weird seeing these videos of like these mega churches and these evangelicals, like hooting and hollering and dancing. And I'm just like, oh, that's not the church I grew up in. That's really different than what I grew up in. Like, I have this distinct memory of the Catholic church I went to as a kid having like a very gruesome depiction of Jesus, like very bloody and like post-mortem Jesus that was just front and center. Like, that's right, he died for your sins. Did you know that? Like, yeah. As I'm coloring in my Tom and Jerry coloring book at the back of the church. Mega churches need to be looked at. Dude, it's fucked. Yeah, Gorefest. They wanna force you to have kids, but not help you take care of those kids. Once that baby's born, you're on your own. Cow with the reset. Welcome back, dude. Thank you. Yeah, once that baby's out of that womb, you're on your own, whore. It's like, oh, okay. Great. I shouldn't have to take care of your kids. I didn't want to have the kids. Well, that's your own fault. I don't know, man. I like Jesus. I like his teachings. I'm a pretty, I wouldn't say I'm like religious, but I like Jesus, and I like the idea of like living like Jesus and doing good things, helping thy neighbor and such. There's a lot of evangelicals who do not know how to act Christ-like. That's the whole point of Christianity, is to be Christ-like in the best way possible. But, yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot of Christians who use it as a gotcha rather than a true way of being. I don't want to support the kids, but I want to force you to have kids. Yeah. It's, how can my number go up if you don't have more kids? How am I supposed to upload my brain into the supercomputer and become the supreme ruler of Earth if all of my plebs are not there to maintain my servers? Yeah, I saw that quote, Gorefest. It made my fucking head spin. Because they know they don't care if people suffer as long as it's not them. That's the unfortunate reality, is they want other people to suffer. A lot of them have the mindset of, my life is hard, I want your life to also be hard. And the idea of even their children's lives being easier is insulting to them for some reason. We got a hype train. I don't know what caused that. Always. I don't know, man. Like the quote where it says in the Bible, like, it's harder for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is a rich man to go into heaven. But all these rich Christians are like, no, I don't. That's up to interpretation. Yeah. Interesting. That of all the quotes are up to interpretation. Interesting. Interesting. You know, homosexuality wasn't mentioned in the Bible until like the 40s. Before it was about pedos. Now it's about gay people. Interesting. And that was written by a notoriously homophobic man. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Huh. It's almost like some people bastardize religion for their own personal gain. Weird. Like, be honest with me, chat. Who do you think Jesus would be hanging out with if he came back? The rich Republicans? Or the homeless guy? The drug addicts? Sex workers? Hell, I feel like Jesus would be more likely to hang out in a gay club than anything. I'm just saying. I feel like Jesus would have a lot of trans friends. He helps the downtrodden, the people who are struggling, the people who feel like outcasts in society. That's who Jesus would reach his hand out to. Not the people who think they have their life figured out and are hanging out in church. The only time Jesus came to church, I remember, is when he was flipping tables because you guys were selling shit in churches when he told you not to. That was a big thing. He really fucking hated that shit. I don't know, man. Using Jesus as a tool for hate is like the most polar opposite thing I can think of. I don't know, man. I don't know. Stop, Rosie. That's gonna get you in trouble. I like to think that God does have a sense of, if there is a God, he has a sense of humor. There are limits to his humor, I think. Is he sick of our shit? Probably. Let's be honest. He's sick of our shit. It is what it is. Now I have the image of Jesus voguing. Why are you doing this to me? He's like a fed up father. Yeah, pretty much. He's like, I love you little shits, but God, goodness me. You make it real hard to love. What's up, Yellow? Dad joke. Oh my god. Not the white Vans. Kidnapper's favorite shoe is white Vans. Ugh. Lord, have mercy. What are you guys playing these days? God is being the Twitch streamer with a quirky fan base. God, I hope not. Maybe that's why whenever I see people try to, this is a random tangent, whenever I see like people dressed up as slutty nuns, I'm like, that's one of the few times I still pearl clutch. So when I see people trying to sexualize nuns, I'm like, you can't do that. That's fucked up, man. That's real fucked up. It's one of the few times my brain is like, you can't do that. That's no. Why not a sexy priest? I don't know. Maybe because I'm not into men, so I guess I don't see that as often. Angels, strike this man down. Oh my god. I need to figure out the reverb filter on this. There's a Seal VTuber that I love. It's got a very like cartoony voice. And someone said something in chat. And she was like, mods, shoot this man. Man. I don't laugh nearly as much when I'm not streaming. It's so good. But why the hot nuns? Okay. I think the reason people I'm sure there's a psychology behind it, but people find nuns hot because it's taboo. Most kinks are kinky because they're taboo. It's not that she's in scantily clad clothing. It's that she's not supposed to be in scantily clad clothing. That's why people find it attractive. If I'm not mistaken. I feel so bad for people who are falling for the first time on this conversation. Thanks for follow. Hi. Forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. That, and unfortunately, people have too much access to adult content, and when you overindulge in adult content, you get desensitized. So you need to watch freakier and freakier shit to have any sort of enjoyable experience. That's also part of the problem. And then Catholics and ex-Catholics find it more of a because there's an established, because you are Catholic or ex-Catholic, you know how fucking kind of fucked up that is to sexualize a nun. As a non-Catholic, you don't know the context of a nun. She's like, oh, she's a religious person. A Catholic knows the context of a nun. That's why it's taboo. You know the context in which her relationship with God is. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Grindr servers are overloaded at GOP. It's true. It goes down every time. Unfortunately, there's a lot more gay right-wing people than you would imagine. That would horrify me. I go on a date with a lesbian and she's got a red hat on. Oof. Woof. Woof. Hidden, you mean? No, there's a lot more coming out than you think, dude. There's a lot more pick-me gay people who are like, I may be gay, but I'm not like that. Like, brother, if they had it your way, they would ban you too. Sorry. You're just a mouthpiece for the time being until they can get what they want, unfortunately. It's just the unfortunate reality of the situation. Anyway, I try not to talk politics too much, believe it or not. Taps comic. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, man. There was this ex-conservative woman, gay woman, who like posts liberal things. It comes out that she's like super racist. Like, oh, I'm a liberal, but I'm not. I'm also a racist. Like, what is going on? How are people racist in the big 2026? What is happening? Holy shit. How do you feel about Lady Darkside? I don't know who that is, actually. It's like my dad, his friends, I've heard, I don't understand trans people, but going through Thailand essentially is the same thing. Yeah, Thailand is a different culture for trans people. They're a lot more accepted. I do know a trans person who actually moved to Thailand. I watched their videos for a while. Yeah, I don't blame people for moving to a safer country at this point. Yeah, someone said they have a boomer view of trans people. They're like the kind of boomer who's like, I don't get it, but whatever. Like, I don't understand all these things young people do, but if they're not bothering me, I don't care. I think more boomers should have that opinion. Instead of pretending like they care, go back to your default reaction of, hey, they ain't hurting nobody. The default boomer reaction. And that's none of my business. Exactly. That's exactly it. It is none of your business. That's right. You're correct. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Holy shit. Einstein. I like boomers that don't get it respected anyway. Yeah. Like, there will always be some trans people who are like, that's not enough. I'm cutting you off, which is sad. I do have a family member who's like that. Who's kind of cut off everyone. Because I guess it reminds them of their past. Where they just, maybe their parents weren't accepting at first, and that was enough for them to say nope. Which, I mean, protect your mental health at that point. It is what it is. It's unfortunate all around. Love is stronger. That's good. Unfortunately, there's a very distinct group of humans, it's not just boomers, that are just antagonistic by nature. Like, they're the little kids in class that would pull your hair and put, like, gum on everything, and they thought everything was funny, and even their friends are like, dude, you're kind of being annoying right now. But you keep going because they got attention. They grow up to be those adults who just want attention. They'll say anything to get attention. There's a very large group of people like that. And a lot of them are red hat wearers. It is what it is. And it's not because they believe in it. It's just they just want to be contrarian. They just want to be a douche. There's a very dedicated group of people who are like that. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. They do it because they just want to be dicks. They just want to be dicks. They want confrontation. They want you to argue with them. Yeah, I don't know. I live my life as long as you're not hurting anybody and everyone's consenting adults in that interaction. Fuck it. Godspeed. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you put someone in a harness out in public. But, like, in the privacy of your own home, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Now, when you start, like, dressing up like a horse and riding, like, carrying a carriage behind you in public, I can't really defend you on that one, big dog. The problem with Cal is they're just disingenuous. It's just either one, they're fear-mongered. They're constantly on fight or flight, or they're being disingenuous and they just don't like people and they're looking for an excuse that they deem valid to hate them, other than just hating them. Too old to interact with these people. I know someone like that who's in their 60s. They never grew out of it. They're just a dickhead. They can't help it. They love it. And they've come out and said it. They love the attention. They'll say anything for attention. They'll eat a bug off the floor if they think they'll get them attention. And it's like, dude, you're in your 60s. What are we doing? Holy shit. Yeah, no, dude. Trans people, some of the chillest people I've met are trans people. Are there weird trans people? Sure. There are weird everyone. Like, there are people in every subculture you can think of that are fucking weird. That's just the human condition. There are weird people. That's just how it goes. There are seriously mentally unstable people everywhere. There are seriously mentally unstable Christians. You hear them talk every day, but because it's veiled under Christianity, oh, it's fine. They're fine. They're not hurting anyone. I don't know, man. There was one person in Epstein Files as a victim. They're trying to say they were pushing the trans agenda. No, dude. They were talking about trying to victimize more trans people. They were talking about victimizing more people, and you're like, oh, that's an agenda. No, you dumb fuck. People see what they want to see, unfortunately. They want to see what they want to see. They want the headline that they want. And unfortunately, most media companies are owned by like 2 people. Like, and they're trying to buy up more and more media so that it's under one big umbrella, because it's not a monopoly if you pay the person in charge to say it's not a monopoly. It's just it is what it is, man. It's a shit world. We just gotta navigate it best we can. Not just the gay agenda. The fucking remember the Satanic Panic? Before the gay agenda, it was the Satanic Panic. Before Satanic Panic, it was the Civil Rights Panic. Before the Civil Rights Panic, I'm sure it was something else. Like women are wearing pants panic. Like, you know, Joan of Arc. She was burned at the stake. Her crime was cross-dressing. That's what they could get her for as a legitimate crime to burn her for, was because she was wearing armor, and armor's designated for males. 7 minutes. Oh my god. Why are we talking about that guy from Resident Evil? Did you know I actually survived the 7 minutes? I remember someone was watching the playthrough like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could not defeat him for 7 minutes and he would just stop fighting you. Woman in armor look badass, changed my mind. I agree. At some point I want to commission armor. Even if it's like 3D printed armor. Oh, chat, good news! More bureaucracy. Did you know they're trying to ban 3D printers in California? They're trying to make it so you have to register your 3D printer. Isn't that swell? Isn't that great? Isn't it fucking awesome? Because they don't want you making illegal things. Which most 3D printers do not allow you to make pew-pews. But they want you to register your printer so you don't make a pew-pew. What kind of armor would you have? Oh gosh. Plain armor for sure. Simple. I don't want it to be over-engineered. Very simple. Kind of like Sir Duncan Egg in Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Very simple helmet. Chainmail mixed in. Wake up, Shatina, wake up! I was like, why would they? Oh, yeah. You can't make a gun. Well, I believe in Japan, a man was assassinated with a 3D printed weapon. So it's not impossible. You're not, when you 3D print something, you're not typically, especially if it's got mechanisms, you don't print it as a whole. You print them as parts, and then you assemble the parts, and the parts can function. It's very much a thing. It's just not a high caliber. It still can be lethal, though. I see. So the parts that are so there are parts of guns that have serial numbers that are traceable. Those are the parts that people are printing and then buying the stuff that don't have traceable identifications. I see. Yeah, that makes more sense if they had like a hodgepodge rather than fully printed out. But like, even in California, it's not hard to get an actual pew. If you want a pew-pew, you can get a pew-pew. It's legally or otherwise. It's a little bit more tedious, sure, but it's very feasible. I don't know, man. And it's very easy to go over the, like, if you live in California, it's very easy to go over the border to a neighboring state that has less restrictive gun laws. Unfortunately. Just is the way it is in this country. Like, I gave it to Australia. They had a problem and they immediately like, we're fixing it. We're fixing it right now. And I don't agree with all of Australia's politics. The banning 16 and under is asinine because kids are going to get on the internet regardless. And if you don't let kids participate, guess what they're going to do? They're going to cause mayhem and ruckuses. Especially when you have a group of kids who aren't normally socialized to going outside. So they're going to make a big spectacle about going outside. 3D printed filament has come a long way. Oh yeah. Like mass-produced products are being 3D printed now. Like now they're trying to ban e-bikes because I guess kids are driving on roads with e-bikes. You gotta have the kids have something. Like let the kids drive e-bikes. If they're not wearing a motorcycle helmet, you pull them over. I don't know. Ideally, you don't want them on the roads. You pull them over. Hey, kid, you can't be on the road. If I catch you on the road again, I'm taking your bike. It is what it is. Like, let the kids have their bikes. Kids have had bikes forever. E-bikes are more dangerous because they go faster. But, like, come on. Clearly, there's a way to fix this problem without outright banning e-bikes. The problem is the e-bikes that go 90 miles an hour. Parents should be fucking parenting and know not to buy their kid an e-bike that goes 90 miles an hour. 30 or below. Oh, Castlevania. I fucking love Castlevania. The show is so good. I'm still getting through the... I think I'm on season 3 of Castlevania, and then I'm going to start Nocturne. I don't know if it's season 2 or 3. I have to double check. Use a motorcycle at that point. The reason kids use e-bikes is because they're too young to get a license. Or too poor to get a license. Most states in the US, you need at least a motorcycle permit to drive a motorcycle. They could get a moped, which I believe is 30. If you could get a moped that goes under 30, that's street legal without a license, or a permit. But no. Anyone else put an empty water bottle behind the wheel so they sound like a motorcycle engine? Most the kids I knew did soda cans, or they did cards. I think that's what they did back in the day. They did baseball cards. Yeah, unfortunately, the normies have migrated onto the internet. Dracula could ruin you? Jesus Christ. What's her name could ruin me? The vampire queen. So her name starts with a D? Like, it's like a vampire demon that lights on fire? Smash. Never countries. Oh, my dad used to love collecting casino cards. I know there were casino cards because they had... When a casino deck leaves, they punch a hole in the middle. Tina, you and characters that start with D. Listen! They're all ladies, though. They are all ladies. All of ours are hole punched, yeah. I think that's like a pretty... Like, they rotate decks pretty often. I couldn't tell you how often they go through decks, but they go through a lot of decks, and one of the ways they recuperate costs is they sell the retired decks with the holes punched through them. Yeah, that was my, like, souvenir item was decks of cards. I got rid of them when I moved out of my parents' house, but I had, like, 15 or so decks of cards from various places I visited. What is another thing I like to collect? I know some people it's magnets and keychains. I think mine's was cards and I just like knickknacks. Little trinkets. Just little things, you know? And how later, dude. Have a good rest of your day, Peanuts. Thanks for hanging out. Listen to me yap for 2 hours. I'm trying to think of other things. I don't really remember. I can't do hats because hats give me migraines. It has been 2 hours. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 59 minutes. Crazy, I know. What happens when you talk about all sorts of nonsense? I like matchbooks. They're small and cute. That's a good one. I like that. Voorhees, welcome back. Someone did... I'm trying to remember what they did, but I thought it was really cute.
Tina.
I think they turned their keychains into magnets because they just didn't have enough space for their keychains, so they would take the chain off and glue a magnet to them. How you doing today? I'm doing okay. Doing all right. It's midnight. Go to bed, brother. Yeah, I'm big chilling. It seems like the mic is picking up better today than it was yesterday. Although I don't think I had to replace my boom arm. I might just need to replace the sticky pad because I guess in order to prevent it from scuffing your desks, there's a little sticky pad you attach. It is slowly migrated off of my stand. I don't know why. It's like a third of the way off. So I think I can measure it and buy like a furniture felt pad and just glue it on. I think that'll work. And it's a lot cheaper than a new mic stand because this mic stand is still good. It's a little squeaky. Could use a little WD-40. That's all right. It works like a charm. And it would save me $120. Sorry, I got speckles on the mic. Good night. Heading to bed. No worries, dude. I will say that new Wave XLR Pro looks interesting. That you can use it for a dual streaming PC setup. Although it's really easy to set up dual streaming. You just need to plug an aux from one part of your computer to your mixer and you're good. But if you want to make it super simple, the Wave XLR Pro makes it easier. I don't know. Whenever I see new streaming trinkets and like gadgets, I'm like, ew, piece of candy. I don't really need it. I kind of want it. But I'm behaving. I got my original Stream Deck. Use it till it falls apart. Bro, I still have like my 2018 Astros. I don't know what year these are from. I had to fucking dig through the site for the drivers. Because it's legacy. A40 headset. I've replaced the earmuffs and I've replaced the headband already. And I've replaced the cord 3 times because I kept running it over. But these bitches still work. I won't say it's brand new, but it doesn't look scuffed. It blows my mind how someone like, yeah, finally replacing my headset. It looks like someone ran it over with a pickup truck. I'm like, what do you guys not take care of your shit? The worst that happens to most of my tech is like the pleather starts peeling, and that's just from age. At that point, you just replace it. Like you replace the piece with the pleather. I did that for my Audio-Technica headphones. The pleather on the ear cuffs was starting to disintegrate, so I just replaced the ear cuffs. It was dirt cheap. It was like $10. Headphones still work. My G502, baby. I've had this bitch for fucking 12 years. She's still cooking. She's still cooking with gas. The cable is frayed to shit on certain parts, though. I will say that. But she still works. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Like the rubber on the thumb where you rest your thumb is stripped off. The scroll wheel, like there's the paint is coming off of the scroll wheel. Other than that, she's in great shape. Just typical wear and tear. Old tech tells a story, something like that, yeah. I don't know, man. Shit's expensive. Use it till it dies. Learn to become a little bit handy. A lot of things are pretty easy fixes. That's how my G502 is, the thumb pad thing. Yeah, it's not like it's, you don't grip your mouse so hard that's painful that it doesn't have a grip, but I got my own little grip. No, the cable is frayed, so it's one of those braided cables. So that is frayed. If it was exposed wire, I'd replace it. You should never use something with exposed copper. But if it's just exposed, like you can still see like the color coding of the wire, you can just put electrical tape on it. If there's copper exposed, then you gotta replace it. I would leave that to an electrician, but at that point, you just replace it. No, it's not that. the cable, the fabric wrapping around the cable is what's frayed. I'm not that stupid. I'm not gonna keep a mouse I've had for 12 years as a fire risk just to save $80. That's crazy. It's fine. No, I'm not that bad. I'm actually really good about, like, my vacuum I've had for 10 years, the cable. So it's one of those vacuums that are like portable. The way the cable sticks out the top, it makes it so the cable's constantly bent, and that has started, the outer cable has started splitting away. So the inner cable started peeking out, but there was no copper exposed, so I just wrapped that bitch up with some electrical tape. She's good as new. Clean the filters out. Works like a charm. Oh god, I sound like a boomer. Just put some electrical tape, you'll be fine. Some chewing gum. A little shock to your system won't hurt. So you know you're alive. Keep that for 12 years. It's okay, Tina. We'll send you a new one right now. No, it works. It's fine. I like spending my money on PC parts. Every couple of years, I like to upgrade the PC. That's where my money goes. PC, and I think my base purchase that was like a frivolous purchase recently was my studio monitors, and those were $100. I actually want to get the subwoofer at some point, but the subwoofer is $200. Oh wait, I think I wanted to full send an upgrade on my AM5, keep the GPU, but the RAM prices, bro. I am so lucky I bought an extra kit of RAM last year. Holy shit, I spent $100 on that RAM. It's $400 now. And I bought a 4 terabyte SSD last year in like October or November for $300. That's worth $800 to $900 now. Oh my god. It's the same place. So typically I replace parts until I have to do the big change. And then I typically replace the motherboard, the CPU, the fan, like the CPU fan and the power supply. I very rarely keep a power supply over 5 years. Is that excessive? Yes. Am I paranoid? Yes. I am one of the, if I see dust in my power supply, it's a wrap. I'm not doing that. I'm replacing the goddamn power supply. But this case is OG. I've kept this case. This is I've had 2 or 3 builds in this PC now. In this case. It has a CD reader. It is a Blu-ray reader. And it has the what's it called, tower? The hard drive tower. Because I use the hard drive tower. It's the Fantech ESO, something like that. Fantech cases. I know it's one they still make. They've made new versions of it. Hold on. It is the Fantech's. Let me see. It is the Fantech Etho Pro. But like the OG Fantech Etho Pro. So I want to say it's a 10-year-old case, something like that. $11-year-old case. And my OG PC, my OG gaming PC was the Stormtrooper case. Hold on. Is it also Fantech's? EC case. No, it wasn't Fantech. Let me see. Stormtrooper PC case. I don't know if I can even find an image of it. It was the Cooler Master Stormtrooper PC case. That was my OG computer from 15 years ago. Ugh. It was an all white. I still have it in a closet somewhere. That shit was fucking awesome. That was like peak gamer aesthetic too. That was the coolest fucking thing. The C was it? I guess the Stormtrooper's the black case. What is the white case called? I have the white one. PC Cooler Master. The Storm Striker. That's what it was called. Storm Striker. It was very it's very Y2K. It's very old school looking. I love that. It has a handle on it. I remember buying the case because it had a handle on it. Because my dumbass is like, I can move it real easy. I can take it anywhere. Dude, it was so fucking cool. That thing looks ancient now. It brings back so many memories, dude. We're gonna go game with friends. Have fun, dude. See you later in the Discord. There I was ranting about computer parts. Computers from 2016. Nice. Meshify. I see a lot of people doing like fishbowl PCs. I think that's what people are calling them. I don't know, man. They're very like aesthetically pleasing, but I think I love watching videos that are very aesthetically pleasing. But it comes off very vapid. Like everything, not everything needs to be aesthetic for the average person. If you run a channel like that, sure, you want your stuff to be more aesthetically appealing because it's good for content, but it definitely sets a weird standard for everyone else. My old PC couldn't fit the sheer girth of the new GPUs. Mine could. Mine was a fucking beast, dude. I had a 980 Ti. Those were chunky little things, dude. I think that I'd love to build PCs for fun, but it's way too expensive. Yeah, it is essentially just Legos. It's Legos but with screws. It's a mixture between Legos and IKEA furniture. The really complicated part of PC building is like software, the software end, and troubleshooting. Like if you like tweaking with your BIOS, I think that's a lot more involved, or overclocking. But for the most part, if you're just like doing a bare bones build, it's very simple. As long as all your parts are working, you're golden. It's really hard to fuck it up in a catastrophic way. The worst thing most people do is they mix up their motherboard plugins. So like the worst part of the motherboard is there's like these tiny little I don't know what to call them. They're like tiny little cables that plug in to very specific ways. It's hard to explain without showing you. But they're very, very small. And if you plug it in backwards, it's not going to work because it's positive and negative current. And every motherboard's different. So it's a pain in the ass. They're a pain in the ass. And the worst people do is like they flip on the power switch, they plug it in backwards so it doesn't turn on, but you just unplug it and replug it backwards and it turns on fine. Yeah. You're probably better off getting your fix making like cheap knockoff Legos. I feel like it's a very similar experience. That, or get a friend who wants to build a PC and have them pay for it and you just build it for them. And I was gonna say there's a lot of boutique building companies to work for, but I feel like they might not last this current RAM shortage. I don't know. Yeah. A cheap way too is there's almost always like old computer hardware at recycle centers that you can get for dirt cheap. So if you just want to fiddle with old electronics, you very easily can do that. And on Facebook Marketplace, people like to get rid of their old machines for relatively cheap if you just want to fidget with something. Like you can probably buy a build with a 1080 in it and like a i7 or even an i5 4600, something like that, and just it's something to fiddle with. Make it look really aesthetically pleasing. Have it like be a media server. That's more than enough. What's up, dude? Welcome. I forgot it was Women's Month, chat. It's Women's History Month, chat. Do you appreciate me yet? Am I loved? Let's see. And welcome to anyone who's new to the Discord. Another rain boosted the server. Thank you, thank you. Not just this month, always. That's the top. Do you only play Search and Destroy? No. I hate Search and Destroy, actually. My least played game mode when I play COD. I was thinking about building a mini PC a few years ago, and then I got a Steam Deck. Oh, dude, that Steam Deck has doubled overnight. They don't make Steam Decks anymore, at least for the time being. I get the sweats if I'm the last one alive. Yeah, no, I'm not here for it. I just don't really enjoy the you die and you have to wait a few minutes between rounds. I find that really annoying with my ADHD. Search and Destroy is great if you love shit talking. That is a perfect game mode for shit talking. If it cracks me up, he complains about games not working on his PC and he's running a 3-monitor setup on a 13-year-old PC build. Oof. That'll do it. Is that bitch running fucking Windows 8? God damn. Yes, Windows 10 is no longer supported by most game developers at this point. I want a Steam Deck and the Switch too, and I want more tattoos. Dude, I want a tattoo. I don't think it's physically safe for me to get a tattoo. I don't think my immune system can keep up. That would be fun though. I would have full sleeves at this point. If I could. I was hoping to get a back piece and a tattoo over my knee replacement scar. I was gonna do a big sword down my leg. That would have been sick. Gridiron? Never played it. Get like a fine line tattoo. See how it goes. I guess. If only I didn't hate how fine line tattoos looked. I mean, I just have a compromised immune system and tattoos are open wounds. It's just very high risk for infection. That and my kidneys could decide they don't like having to filter out tattoo sediment. Just get a line? Should I just get a lost tattooed? But it's just the lines? Oh my god. Yes. Stop. I can't be the only person who's thought of that. Surely someone's gotten that tattooed. Ugh. But I've seen tattoo infections, man. They gross me out. I get tattoo after big sessions. Well, yeah, you have a massive open wound and your body just lost a bunch of plasma. Of course you're gonna have flu-like symptoms. Have you seen the people who are sedating? They're like going into surgery levels of anesthesia to get full body tattoos. That's bitch shit. I'm sorry. I'm not someone who's like, numbing cream is pussy shit. If you're getting an entire back piece to look hard and you're doing it sedated, you're a pussy. I'm sorry. Like, if you're doing it specifically to look hard, you're a pussy. If you're just getting a tattoo to get the tattoo, whatever. The amount of men who are like, yeah, you know, it was painful. Like, you know for a fact that person would do it sedated if they could. Just do multiple sessions for real. Like, and I'm sure it's better for your body too. I wouldn't be surprised they're like, yeah, we've come to realize the tattoos heal better if you give your body time to heal in sections. Because trying to heal that much at one time is actually a huge tax on your body. People doing anything specifically to look hard is inherently pushy shit. I agree. I agree. A lot of men will disagree because men have this bizarre hierarchical. I don't know. They quantify their value in terms of looking hard, and reality, most men, they're like everybody else. They fucking cry. They're pussies. Like, it is what it is. It's just human. I can't tell you how many men I've had cry to me because they know I won't judge them or out them for crying. I'm like, but don't like act all high and mighty all the time. That's what kills me. A lot of dudes are like, it was a moment of weakness. No, you're a person. Part of the reason why you were sobbing is because you repressed that for fucking years, but like crying is totally normal. There's only so many lions with blue eyes, clocks and roses and tree lines. God, the damn pine forest tattoo wrapping around the arm. Or depicting Jesus as a lion, when we all know Jesus' persona would be either a lamb or a bull. Jesus' persona would not be a lion. Oh, correct, Gorefest. Yeah, the amount of men who are like, oh, you want equal rights? That means I can hit you. Oh, it's still illegal. I don't know who told you hitting somebody is not illegal. It's still a felony. Oh yeah, people cry because it's cathartic. It releases happy chemicals. It is a part of the human condition. Like, yeah, don't put your hands on anyone. I agree. I agree. You're preaching to the choir. Have you heard about the news going on in the Helldiver community? Oh my god, yeah. So there was, for people that don't know, the Helldivers community, the game seems overtuned right now. So it's really aggressive towards the player base. And the player base keeps losing missions. Because it's probably tuned to, the game, I imagine, is tuned to have a certain amount of players participating in the objective. And right now, not enough, there's either not enough players or there's not enough people doing the objective specifically. So someone went on Reddit and said, hey, I'm putting out a challenge. I don't think the hardest difficulty of this game is beatable. I would love to see the devs beat the hardest difficulty, and I'll give you $1,000 to donate to charity of your choice. People fucking doxed him and sent him death threats and got him fired from his job for saying that. Holy shit, bro. What is happening? That's such like a non-event. And then they just said, nope, you can't criticize my favorite game. Which, if that's criticism, we're fucked. That is the most bottom of the barrel, basic ass critique of a game I've ever heard. Yeah, I think this game's too difficult and I would love to see you guys do it. Like, that is such a non-event. People have been saying that since fucking PlayStation 1. Oh, I'd love to see the devs beat this fucking Lion King game. This shit is bullshit. Holy fuck, bro. I think I've mainly just heard they reduced the file size. That was like a year ago. Yeah, I agree, Gorefest. I don't know, man. I think when Christians are told, like, you should have a relationship with God, I think a lot of people will just say, oh, God's my best friend, so he must also be really into the chicks I'm into. You get what I mean? Like, he's really into pumping iron just like me. I think they only hit the main branch of the game. And I've been thinking this for a while with Helldivers, and I haven't played that much Helldivers. The missions are hard as fuck. Like, I know when the game first came out, they added additional difficulties because people beat the hardest difficulties. Because I think in their mind, a handful of people should be able to do the hardest difficulty. Like, not even the devs can do it, but a handful of super tryhards can do it, which is fine. I think that's kind of pointless to have a game mode like that. It's one thing to have a rank like that in a game mode that everyone can participate in, but having a specific difficulty of a mode seems a little weird to me, but it's not the first time games have done that. It's a very like old school thing games used to do, where there'd be challenges that the average person could not beat. Like Mortal Kombat, there was like a trophy game mode where you pretty much just spammed a button to beat all the levels. And most people didn't beat that shit. I think I kind of like that, to be honest, gives you something to do. Yeah, it's not essentially a game, you just get more XP faster. Test your weight, that was the game mode, that's right. Yeah, it's not necessary, but like, I think that was a harmless critique. I think it was a harmless, like, yeah, this shit is bullshit, it's too hard. I don't like that it's too hard. I think that's valid. I think that's a valid criticism. I think people are just so on edge. Everyone's stressed, and everyone's a little angrier than they used to be 5 years ago. But, well, most people, when they get upset, they disengage. Some people use it as fuel to get them through the day. Excuse me. I did see Jeff do videos on that. Yeah. No, it's interesting seeing YouTubers I followed for a long time, how their content has changed over the years. Like, I saw a video of Captain Sparkle. He recorded a vlog in like 2016. He's like, whoa guys, I'm 24, that's crazy. I wonder what's gonna be like in 10 years. And it cuts to him in the current day, ragged and tired, with extra wrinkles and bags under his eyes. Oh man. The first video, he was so full of life, so full of joy. Damn. You've all been there, brother. You've all been there. But I think that's it for me today. It was good hanging out and chit-chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for the resubs and the new follows. I appreciate you. I will be trying to stream tomorrow. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna try to do 3 p.m. as well tomorrow. So we'll see. I'll announce it on the Discord as usual. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, I will see you when I see you later. Why did it cut to that piece of fan art? Jesus Christ. Anyway, have a good rest of your day.